Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. But it's not, it's a perry, and I've got to admit, we're going to have quite a few Ross-on-Wyes over the next sort of several tastings, because I've got loads to try. I picked up lots when I was there 2 months ago, I can't remember, loads of samples basically, and haven't got around to trying them all. I've been trying to mix it up with other things, but you know what? I've run out of other things to try, so there's going to be lots and lots of Ross-on-Wye from here on in. But that's no bad thing, because we like them a lot. You may also notice I'm wearing my hat, because it's effing cold. It's freezing. I can see my breath. You might not be able to see my breath. I can see my breath. There are helicopters hovering overhead as well. I don't know why. So if you can hear helicopters, they're overhead. Right, so what have we got to try? We have a blend. One of the varietals I'm very familiar with, the other one not at all. So we've got, what's it called again? Bernithan Court and Blakeney Red. So Blakeney Red needs no introduction, probably the single most well-known English perry varietal, used as a single varietal, used in blends, etc. We've had loads of it and we like it very much. Bernithan Court I know absolutely nothing about. I know that Bernithan Court is a listed sort of, it's an estate with a listed sort of manor house close to where these guys are. So I assume the perry pears are grown on that estate. I haven't read that off this label, but I shall now read the label. Before I do that, 6.2%, pressed October 2020, bottled July 2021, batch E12. So it says, God, black. It's black on a very dark background, so please forgive me if I can't read this. Bernithan Court is a beautiful centuries-old estate located near to us in Herefordshire. There grow some truly majestic perry pear trees, including half a dozen towering Blakeney Reds, a variety of pear adored for its consistency, good growing habits, and the beautiful flavours it produces. Blakeney is soft but full-bodied, with a mixture of orange twang, sweetness, and some gentle tannins, resulting in a perry with a complete balanced flavour. So I was wrong. It's not the first time. So Bernithan Court is actually where the Blakeney Red perry pears come from. So Bernithan Court, it's not a blend. Bernithan Court isn't a sort of perry pear. It's actually the location of these Blakeney Red perry pears. That makes a lot more sense, because I couldn't find out anything about a perry pear called Bernithan Court. But to be honest, there are so many perry pears that come up. I was like, I've never heard of that. It was totally justified that I thought that was another one, because, you know, they come up all the time. There's so many varietals with amazing names. So let's try this single variety Blakeney Red. Oh, it does say single variety in quite large letters on the bottle. So, you know, that should have given me a clue, shouldn't it? Yes, Chris, it should. Thanks. Right, let's open this mofo. Pop. Smoking gun. So we have some bubbles in there. Not a lot though. There's not a lot rising to the surface. So let's see what it's like when we pour it out. Going for the smaller glass lately. I had a lot to drink over Christmas, so I'm trying to go for the smaller tasting glass. You know? So, very gentle sparkle. I don't know if they've dosed this. Normally they dose 5 grams per litre to give their sparkle. I don't know if this is pet nat. Normally it would say if it was pet nat. It doesn't say that. So I'm going to assume they've dosed it, but it just hasn't fully conditioned yet. So there you go. I don't know if they've released this yet either. Maybe they haven't released it yet. Maybe I'm being cheeky and tasting it too soon. I thought they had released it. If they haven't, I'm sorry, Albert. I'm really sorry. So there you go. There's the colour. Nice, very, very pale gold with a hint of sort of lime about it, I want to say. Hazy, of course. Let's give it a smell. Lovely, 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 lovely. Yeah, and that's why people like, you know, Blakeney Red, because it's consistent. It's great. Lovely nose, hints of funk, hints of creaminess, definite bit of pear, hints of sort of citrus, I want to say as well. Very delicate. Almost like maybe not sherbety, but something in there makes me think of sherbet. Or pear drops even, maybe. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Pear. There's a greenness about it. The pear doesn't feel overly ripe. It feels like there's a slight green element to it. It's not fully ripe yet, this pear. But my mouth's watering. So, that tells you something, doesn't it? Let's try it. hint of tannin. The merest sort of threat of acidity, a little bit of acidity, not loads, but it's there. Well, actually, it's building a bit. It's almost got that kind of character. I always think of it like alkaline rather than acid here. It was like an alkaline character down the middle. You get hints of that, which is distinct from the minerality I talk about, which is, you know, find a stream, a mountain stream, wade in, find a nice smooth rock, pull it out, lick it. Minerality, that's what I mean when I say minerality. Maybe the merest suggestion of that. This is nice. It's delicate, it's light, but there's definite pear character to it. Also, there's a richness, there's a roundness, there's a softness to it, which I find very, very enjoyable. And this is cold, so when it warms up, it's going to develop, definitely. There are bubbles, just a prickle though, which I love. I love that. It's certainly not still, but it's pétillant. It's just prickling on my tongue. I love it. It's not masking any flavour, but it's just giving the whole thing just a bit more zip, a bit more life, which is great. Hint of pear skin as well, I want to say. Yeah, nice. It's nice. It's really, really drinkable, that. Really drinkable. 6.2. So not brutal by any stretch of imagination. There is some residual sweetness. I don't know if that's because it's being dosed and it hasn't fully fermented out yet. It's possible. So that would give it some residual sugar that hasn't turned to CO2 and booze. But obviously it's a pear, so, and it's Blakeney red, so one assumes it would have some sweetness, some residual sorbitol in there to give it sweetness, so non-fermentable alcohol sugar, to make it sweet as well. So I don't know how much is one and how much is the other. My guess is some of it's going to be unfermented sugars that they've added to condition it, because it's much stiller than I would normally expect something that's 5 grams per litre to be. Yeah, doesn't really say anything on that about that on the bottle. So I don't know if it's got the carbonation. If it hasn't fully conditioned, then it's going to be drier and fizzier at some point as it ages out, for sure, one would imagine. But yeah, but to be honest, if it stays like this, I'm very happy. I like a little bit of sugar. I don't have a problem with it at all. And actually, it feels natural. It doesn't feel cloying, it doesn't feel fake. It feels like a natural sugar from the pear is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's been sweetened with sugar. Lovely. Quite a bold nose, actually, for a nice, for something that's so kind of light and delicate. I mean, it's got enough body, but it's light and delicate on the palate, but the nose is quite bold compared to what you get on the palate. We like. So Bernithan Court grows some damn fine Blakeney red Perry pears, and they taste great when you turn them into Perry. So there you go, guys. That's the Bernithan Court Blakeney red from Ross-on-Wye. We like. So thank you for joining me back in my cider shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.